Hey everyone, Tyler here at Functionize Health and Physical Therapy. Today we want to go over a few mobility exercises for your ankle and your hip. We did these recently in a cycling workshop, and we think they're beneficial for everyone. So what you're going to need for them is some pull-up assistance bands. They're a little thicker than your usual bands. The first one is probably 3/4 of an inch or an inch or so, and then the other one is a little thicker than that, maybe maybe a little over an inch and still kind of thick. There will be a link below for where to get these bands. So the first exercise is for the ankle. The motion is going to be dorsiflexion. So what that motion is how much you can bend your foot this way. We're increasing this angle right here. A lot of times if you're cycling a lot or doing a lot of things, your calves will tighten up, and with that, your ankle joints can get kind of stiff, and this exercise helps with that. So what you're going to do is wrap the band around some kind of a post, something sturdy right there. You're going to kneel on one leg, run the other foot through the band, and then you're going to put this foot out in front of you. As you'll see, the band is pulling back on my foot. You want the band to be sitting just below the ankle bones. And what you're going to do, you're going to hold 5 to 10 seconds as you lean forward, and then come on back. So 5 to 10 second holds, 5 to 10 reps. If it's not stretching or doesn't feel right, really make sure that band is sitting below your malleoli, or these bones sticking right out of your ankle right here. So the next exercise is going to be for the front of your hip. What you're going to do, you're going to be kneeling again, and the band this time is going to be on your kneeling leg. You want to wrap it around there, get it as close to your hip joint as you can. Place your other foot in front of you. Make sure there's good tension on it. You want to use the thicker band because the hip is a bigger joint. And you're just going to lean forward and let the band pull your hip forward. You're going to feel a stretch in your quad and the front of your hip, and then come on back. And then lean forward, hold 5 to 10 seconds, lean back. As you lean forward, be cognizant of whether or not you're arching your back. If you really arch your back, you're not going to get quite as much of a stretch. So make sure everything stays straight, and you're almost like you're just shifting your belly button forward and back. Ideal reps will be 5 to 10 reps at 5 to 10 second holds each. So your next stretch is going to be one for the bottom of your hip. With this, you want to use the thicker band once again. You're going to lay down on your back, and you want to get this band really as low down on your hip as you can. Straighten out your other leg. When you feel a nice pull on your hip from the band, you're gonna pull your knee back. If that doesn't feel like it's doing much, just scoot a little bit further away from where the band's attached. You can also mess with the direction you pull your hip back, so you can go a little to the side and towards you here, or the opposite way. If it's causing a lot of pressure on the front of your thigh here, you can roll up a towel or something like that and put it underneath the band, and that ought to help. Much like the rest of these, it's going to be 5 to 10 reps for a 5 to 10 second hold. Our last mobility exercise is going to be the Shin Box. With this one, you don't need any bands at all. So you're going to start off sitting just like I am now, with a nice relaxed upright posture. What that looks like from the side is knees bent and sitting nice and straight. Your back is nice and straight. You don't want to be slumping or arching too much. If you feel like you can't find it in this position, you can play with where your feet are. You can also sit on something like a yoga block or something along those lines. All right. So you're going to start sitting like this, and you'll turn to your left, and you're going to sit up nice and tall. It's called a Shin Box because you can see at my hip, my leg goes straight out and then takes a 90-degree turn at my knee and my front leg, as well as my back leg. If it's really tight or something like that, people tend to kind of, start, knee gets bent more, hips start kind of changing that angle. So really make sure it's a straight line at the hip, 90 degrees at knee on both legs. And then you're gonna hold this on both sides. It's not uncommon for one side to be tighter than the other. If you find yourself really leaning away from it, just make sure you sit up nice and tall. That's gonna, on this back leg, it's gonna make sure you get a nice stretch on the inside of your hip. With this exercise, hold 5 to 10 seconds and do 5 to 10 reps each side. And that's it for the mobility exercises. I hope you all enjoy them.